Hello, this is Sean Ditchko with Checkmark Media. In this video, I'll describe the process for editing and publishing content, which applies to news, research groups, or regular pages. What I'm describing is the revisioning workflow. It's this workflow applied to content where a decision was made that there's a desire for a larger group of editors, but only a smaller set of people who can publish the changes to these pieces of content and make them viewable to the public. So editors can make changes, but only publishers can make those changes publicly visible. I'm going to use the Condensed Matter research group page as an example. So you'll notice the roles that allow a website user to make changes, and I'm going to have Dr. Brewer is going to have the group editor condensed matter role, and then I'll log into the site as Dr. Bond, who has the group publisher role for condensed matter. So Dr. Brewer can make changes, and Dr. Bond can review those changes and decide whether to make them public or not. So if you look at research areas, I'm logged in right now, by the way, as Dr. Brewer, and if you're concerned, I do not know his password, by the way. It's just a fancy way of doing things if you're the database administrator. Anyway, so Dr. Brewer can look at the applied physics page and sees the tabs View Current, and you can also look at revisions just for interest, and that's all he sees for these tabs. Whereas if you go to the Condensed Matter research group page, there's this new tab that's shown up saying Edit Current. And that's a result of having this special role, Group Editor, applied to Condensed Matter Group. Okay, so let's click that Edit Current and make some changes. And here's a change. And I can click Save. If I'm not sure whether I'm done, I can just click Save. Or more importantly, what I really want you to notice is this checkbox here, this flag that says Submit for Review and Publishing. If you check this box and then click Save, an email will be automatically sent out to every publisher of this Condensed Matter group. And they'll get a notification in that email that says, come back to the site, check out the changes, and decide whether to publish them publicly or not. And so let's do both just to show you what happens. So suppose I have not checked the box, which means I'm intending to come back later to make some more changes before submitting for review. Click Save. And I get a red box here that just reminds you that this content has not been submitted for review and it will not be viewable publicly until it is reviewed. And this has created a new revision. And you notice it's highlighted in red. Dr. Brewer has just made a new revision. And if we click on this to view it, we'll see that it consists of the change that he just made. Here's a change. Whereas if we look at the current version of this page, it does not contain the change that was just made. So when a change is made, a new revision of the page is created, and that revision is not publicly visible, and currently we're looking at the publicly visible version. The change is not publicly visible until a publisher comes and publishes it. Now suppose Dr. Brewer returns to the website some later time and wants to finish the changes. He clicks on the Revisions tab and finds the new revision that was created the last time. We'll select it and choose Edit. And let's finish making some changes. A final change. And this time, we're going to click the box that says Submit for Review and Publishing, which will cause an email to be sent out to all publishers of the Condensed Matter research pages. So click Save. And you get a message reminding you that this content has been flagged for review and publishing. And it gives you a link to where you can find it, along with all the other revisions that are pending review. And now I'm going to show you Dr. Bond's view when he logs in to the site. So I'm logged in now as Dr. Bond, as you can tell from the username shown on the top of this block here. And I just received an email saying that there is a revision in the condensed matter research area waiting to be published. But suppose I don't quite recall what the page is that I'm supposed to look at. I just remember getting an email saying something needs reviewing. I could always look here at this link saying revisions, pending review and publishing. Click on it. And then the condensed matter page is appearing here. So I can view the pending revision by clicking here. And I'll notice that these are the changes. I could also list the revisions and do a sophisticated diff of the two versions. You can check two revisions that you want to compare. Say the most recent, currently public one. It's the current revision and it's published. Let's compare that with the new one and click the compare button. And this will show you all the changes between these two pages. Here's the new page as it will look here after it's published. And what you're seeing here in this section is a list of all the changes, and there's only this part here highlighted in red that's different. Okay, and so that looks good. So let's suppose we go back to the revisions tab here and select this revision that we want to publish. And because Dr. Bond has the group publisher condensed matter role, there's the word publisher in that role, that's why this tab is showing up here. So let's publish this revision. And are you sure? Yep. So nothing's going to happen by accident here. And now we have this as the current version, including the edits just made by Dr. Brewer. And there we go. And this process applies to research groups, it applies to news items, and it applies to regular pages, which pretty much describes most of the bulk of the site as well.